All right, here's the deal. I couldn't do a post-game show because I had to go right to Club Risque for the post-game show for the radio. So I'm doing my post-game show now as I pull into a Wendy's. I'm starving. I'm hungry. And there's nobody at Wendy's right now. This is great. This is great. So I'm going to order my Wendy's and we're going to talk about this game a little bit. All right, hold on.
What Wendy's I'm gonna help you?
Yeah, are you still doing the 2 for $5 with the Dave single?
Yeah.
Can I get 2 of those with a large fry?
So you want 2 Dave singles?
Yeah, 2 Dave singles for the 2 for $5.
Yeah, I know. And then a large fry?
Yep, large fry.
Okay, now I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we don't have no American cheese right now. Would you like another type of cheese or you don't want no cheese at all?
Let's do no cheese at all.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, no problem.
So,
Probably should have waited until I did this.
oh, and a large fry, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, you told $8.15 you for one.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's talk about this football game. All right, so you know what? We're going to do the notebook tomorrow. By the way, this might be crazy for you guys to think about. The Eagles actually outscored the Patriots in my notebook. That's how good the defense played today. All right, so let's talk about this game. Let's see. All right, hold on. I got to pay. I got to pay. Yeah, 1 second. Should have waited. Trying to do a video and doing Wendy's at the same time. All right. So let me pay. Let me get my food. All right, so here's the deal. Here's what happened today. They executed a game plan to beat New England. They did. Defense was that good. They didn't have the talent offensively to execute it. That's what happened today. All right, so let me get my... Oh, here, hold on. All right. Bag is upcoming. Here's what I had for dinner. All right? Fruit Loops. This is what I ate for dinner today. I had to leave right after the game. I had to go to Club Risque, ate Fruit Loops. I'm starving. Getting Wendy's. So right after Wendy's, we'll talk about this game. I should have waited. I should have gone in the parking lot right after I got the Wendy's, then started the video. But that's what I do. I'm sorry. I didn't even get a Frosty. I should have gotten a Frosty. I should have gotten way more food than I got. Didn't get enough food. Definitely didn't get enough food. All right, so let's wait for this food, and then we'll, pull up in the parking lot here and we'll talk about this game as nobody's here. All right, well, they're taking forever. Okay. All right. This is the way it works. Right when I talk about this game, they're going to give me my fucking food. That's the way it works. All right. All right, so here's what happened today. Here's the big number that I got. All right. So the Patriots were behind the chains for most of the afternoon, for most of the game. They were 5 of 13 on 3rd and 6 plus. That's why they won the football game today. Between the second quarter and the beginning of the third quarter, that's when they won this football game. So the Patriots were 5 of 13. The fact that they had 13 3rd and 6 instances means that the Eagles were playing that good defensively. But Tom Brady was still doing his thing on 3rd and long, 5 of 13 that they converted, while the Eagles, on the other hand, were 1 of 9 on 3rd and 6 plus. So what does this mean? Well, this means that not only were you not putting yourselves in good situations on 1st and 2nd down because you didn't really have a running game because you didn't have Jordan Howard, you didn't have receivers who were getting open on 3rd down. So Mac Hollins, Jordan Howard, these guys were not getting open. Zach Ertz basically was the lone man who was getting open today, and he was getting double covered for most of the afternoon, for most of the game. So there was nowhere for Carson Wentz to go with the football. There's a reason why New England is number 1 in all of these defensive categories, especially in pass defense. So there we go. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, so we got the food. Let's pull up in the parking lot here, and we'll do the rest of this video. All right, so we got 2 Dave singles with a large fry. I'm going to fucking enjoy that. All right, so now we're going to pull up here, and we're going to talk about this game. By the way, Dave Portnoy, I know, is very happy. If you guys don't know, I'm going to be working at Barstool Sports at the end of the season. It's going to happen. I know Dave Portnoy. It's going to happen. But before we get there, let's talk about this game. Long story, but I'm going to be working at Barstool Sports in the summer. We'll see about it. All right. So while Dave Portnoy is gloating with Tom Brady's cock deep down his fucking throat, defense today was outstanding. And I want to really talk about this defense because this secondary got talked about all season long. They're like, Ronald Darby isn't good enough. Jalen Mills, what difference is he going to make when he comes back? This defense was unbelievable today. Unfucking believable. Phenomenal, as D. Biggie says. Phenomenal. So 5 of 13 on 3rd and 6+. That's the reason why the Patriots won the football game. But 21 incompletions for Tom Brady. I'm sure you guys know the stat where he had 14 incompletions in the first half, which was a high for him in his career. Part of that was the weather, very cold. But part of that also was the stingy defense of the Philadelphia Eagles. They were unbelievable. So, obviously, the reason why they lost this football game was the offense. You didn't have... So, here's what the absences of Alshon Jeffrey and Jordan Howard do. All right? So, Boston Scott was your in-between-the-tackles guy. He became your in-between-the-tackles guy. He had 5 carries for 25 yards in the first half. He only had 2 carries for 2 yards in the second half, being your in-between-the-tackles guy. Jordan Howard didn't play. This killed him. This absolutely killed him. So on the 95-yard drive that they had, let's see, that 95-yard drive was absolutely a thing of beauty. 16 plays, 95 yards. But on that drive, the longest third down they had was a 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. So the reason, all right, so I'm seeing why didn't J-Train play. The reason why he didn't play, he hasn't played in a year. You know, you're not going to just thrust him back and give him 10 to 15 carries. That just wasn't a realistic possibility. So it was going to be Miles Sanders. It was going to be Boston Scott. Miles Sanders had 11 carries for 38 yards. That wasn't going to be good enough. He's still dancing at the line of scrimmage. He's not being decisive through the hole, which is what we're seeing out of Jordan Howard. There was also another instance with Boston Scott where he had a cutback opportunity and he didn't see it. This is what Jordan Howard does, and which is what he brings to the table. So Boston Scott, there was an opportunity in the 3rd or 4th quarter where there was a no gain on a run to the right side, but he had a cutback lane if he would have followed, say, Malu and Jason Peters. And this was something I talked about, you know, leading up, like on the radio. If the running game without Jordan Howard, it was going to be a struggle. So, I'm seeing a lot of people hating on Carson Wentz for this game. He was definitely wavering with his inaccuracy in the 4th quarter, but there was also some instances where he put some balls in some pristine spots. It was very hard out there. If you watch the All-22, look at it. Nobody was open. It was hard to even get a first down in this game. So the throws that Carson Wentz had to complete had to be put into tight windows. And that's what happened. So he had, what was he, 20 of 40 or whatever he was? Tom Brady had a lot of incompletions too. So it had to do with the weather, and it had to do with the fact that the Patriots' pass defense is the best in the NFL. They're number 1 in a host of statistical categories. So on that last drive, there was a 3rd and 10 where he threw it low to Zach Ertz, but he also put the Eagles in position on that drive because of what he did. Wentz, I would say he probably was better than Brady today, considering the fact that he had nowhere to go with the football. There was nowhere to go. Like, I'm seeing people blame Wentz. It's like, where do you want him to go with the football? There's nobody open. There was another occurrence. Jordan Matthews on a back shoulder ball. Freaking Carson Wentz put that ball exactly where he should have. Jordan Matthews couldn't adjust. Couldn't adjust and make that catch. Couldn't adjust. So, there's that. All right, let's see what else I got statistically wise. Eagles 21 carries, 81 yards, so they were less than 4 yards per carry, and the Patriots' run defense came in 6th worst in the NFL. 6th worst in the NFL. You had no Jordan Howard, so Miles Sanders and Boston Scott were just simply not good enough. They also, I think, the loss of Lane Johnson definitely hurt. Definitely hurt in the fact that, off the right side of their line, they do a lot of combination stuff where, you'll have Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson double team, and then you'll have Brandon Brooks go off to the second level. Well, with Big V in the game, it's not the same off the right side of the line. And I noticed that, Lawrence Guy, Danny Shelton were getting through into the backfield a lot easier once he left the game. So this definitely hurt the Eagles. Lane Johnson's injury, Alshon Jeffrey's injury definitely hurt the Eagles as well, because here's what happens with his injury. You have no wide receivers, all right? It makes it a lot easier to double team Zach Ertz. It makes it a lot easier to put Stephon Gilmore on Zach Ertz because there's nobody else in the Eagles roster that can beat Stephon Gilmore on a consistent basis. So I see a donation, Birds Nation 199. At least the Sixers won. Kudos to them. So at least they got up for the Cavs this time, unlike last time where they had to steal a win, a 1-point victory at home. But they win this one today. So, yeah. Portnoy. You got your fucking laugh today, but you know what? I'll see you again in Miami. I'll see you in Miami. I'll see you with a healthy Jordan Howard. I'll see you with a healthy Alshon Jeffrey. I'll see you in Miami, Dave Portnoy. I'll see you. Inside joke. Not really. I'll see you in Miami. All right. I thought the Eagles tackled well for the most part in this game too. That was a big thing because, a lot of these passes by the Patriots, stuff to the backfield, screen plays. We saw the screen plays get pretty much eaten up. Now, the only missed tackle I saw was Nate Jerry, and that was it. He missed a tackle on a pass. I think it was Michelle in the left flat. He wound up getting 30 yards on the play instead of a no gain. So there was that. All right. Beginning of the game, the Eagles actually got off to a good start. And this is something that we haven't been accustomed to seeing this season with the Birds. All these games where we've seen the Eagles get off to a slow start and get down 14-0 or whatever. Well, they were the ones that were actually up 10-3. Actually, it was 10-0. 10-0 Eagles. And then they just couldn't do anything else offensively after that because the Patriots defense, it was that good in this game. So, had Aguilar made that catch, all of my criticisms would have went away. Yeah, he had the one in the back of the end zone there at the end of the game. I mean, it was a tough one, obviously, but the one that he should have gotten was another one on a third down, and he dropped the pass. So, do you think if we had Djax, our offense would improve greatly? Well, the thing that Djax brings to the table is the ability to stretch the defense and, able to catch some deep passes, and that really helps your underneath stuff. I mean, right now, you don't have anybody who can run past 20 yards. Who's running a go route on this team? Who? Everything is like underneath. You basically have to be in 3rd and 5 or less to get a first down. Because a tight end, you're not really expecting them to get 10 yards at a time. You can't pick up a 3rd and 10 with a tight end. So, you really put yourself in a bad position. All right, let's see. So, going back to where I really think that the Eagles lost this game, I mean, the Patriots won this game in the second quarter. They were able to put some field goal drives together. And then that the big fumble, the strip sack on Carson Wentz, that was big as well. So they got a field goal on that drive as well. So it was 10-9 heading into the break, I believe. Then they score on the first drive of the second half. So the Eagles had limited the Patriots to 17 yards rushing in the first half. They surpassed that mark on their first drive of the second quarter, or of the third quarter, I should say. So they went up tempo on that drive. And overall, how would you rate Wentz today? I would say C+. C+, B-. Because there were plays to be had on the final drive. Even though, look, I'm probably not going to be as hard on Carson as a lot of other people because of the opponent and the fact that there really weren't many windows to throw the ball to. Now, I'm going to check out the All-22, and I'm going to really check this out. It didn't seem like people were open. When you watched his eyes, he was looking at his second and third reads throughout the afternoon, meaning the first guy isn't open. So if your first read is not open on a consistent basis, it's hard for the quarterback. So your first option is Zach Ertz. He's being double teamed. After Zach Ertz, what do you have? I'm back. All right. Well, I'm going to hop out of here. I'm going to go get home. I'm going to go eat Wendy's. And I'm going to send games not without Howard. It's hard to win games without Howard against the New England Patriots because worst run defense in the NFL in terms of yards per carry. And they are number one in pass defense and number one in a lot of pass defense statistical categories. And the fact that they couldn't run the ball today, they couldn't put themselves in third and manageable situations, so that really hurt them today. No Jordan Howard really hurt them today.